Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kr8 Expectations. I'm here with my co-host, Sleepy Kate. How are you today?
You have me up way past my bedtime right now.
Hey,
I hope you know that.
You were up recording with other people
I
at
was
way
literally waiting
later
for
than.
you.
No, I was just like watching you. At, like, when is she gonna be done?
Yeah, okay. All right.
It was okay. I was waiting patiently. I was doing this thing called being polite.
Okay.
Uh, Eventually, we'll work on that with you. But uh, so he said, being impolite while he said it. So there's been a lot of stuff since we talked last. I mean, it's been 3 weeks, and typically we're gonna be trying to record every 2 weeks if we can.
Just let it be known that wasn't my fault.
No, it's fine. You're forgiven, but no. But let's move on to what's new. What is going on with you in Galaxy of Heroes right now? What's exciting to you?
What's exciting? Oh God.
Sure, let's just
Actually
start
getting
with a
caught
bang.
up. That's exciting for me. I'm actually getting caught up on everything.
Oh, like caught up in what way?
Remembering to do GAC, remembering to deploy into PV, remembering to sign up for TW.
Oh
Literally
wow,
everything.
that's that's getting caught up. That's not even like just maintain. Okay,
I told you
okay.
I'd work on getting caught up,
With
and I'm getting
with
there. But we've had a lot drop since we last met. We've had Balin's been released. We now have Ezra as playable. We have Padawan Sabine. Is that what she's called? I think it's Padawan
Yeah,
Sabine, something like
yeah.
that.
She has a green lightsaber.
Don't get me started on Sabine as a Jedi. I don't like it. I think it's
Okay,
stupid.
so let's get you started on
Oh boy.
Sabine as a Jedi.
This
No,
has nothing to do with Swuggo. This is purely back to the Ahsoka show, where it's like, so I did reviews with Ranger and Thane, and I told them too, I'm like, I don't see why we're making everybody to be Jedis. Like, why can't she just be a Mandalorian?
does she have the Jedi tag on her? I
I
actually
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know
I
that.
mean, I mean, in the show, she's definitely presented as a Jedi apprentice at the
But
very
like, why does
minimum.
everybody have to be a Jedi? Like, I loved her in Rebels. I loved her. Why does she have to be a Jedi? Like, she was totally fine as just a Mandalorian. That's just
Yeah,
my rant with that.
I mean, they're
Not
doing weird
everybody
things with
has
it
to be
too.
a Jedi.
Well, how do you feel about? And we'll get to Galaxy of Heroes itself in just a minute, folks. But I'm curious, like, what do you think about? Like the message they showed in Ahsoka was like basically if you want it bad enough, anyone can be a Jedi. Like like everyone is part of the Force, so therefore you can like learn how to use the
I get
Force.
it, but no, just no,
Well, I
no.
mean,
And she
uh,
doesn't have a Jedi tag
no, she doesn't. I
because I do
checked.
remember seeing in the post about the reasoning being game balance or something like that.
Sure. Yeah. Does she have unaligned Force user?
Yes.
Yeah, she does have that. That's fine.
And Mandalorian. Oh yeah, because I think I read a kit, but I don't remember whose kit it was. It might have been hers that she actually had ties that sounded like she could go with Bo-Katan, Mandalore, and then GL Ahsoka.
there.
Yeah, I do remember that now. I tried. I tried to keep up.
You you were found wanting. No, I'm sorry. You're doing good. You're doing fine. Um,
Doing better than you probably expected.
I I mean I
Literally, your
messaged you.
response to me was like, wow, you actually read the post or something. Or
I
the fact that I just knew there was a post.
Yeah. You were like, oh yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I was kind of hoping you hadn't. But no. There is a lot to talk about, and Sabine is honestly one of the smaller parts of it because we all kind of. I mean, I don't know about you, but I definitely expected her at least as one more marquee to go with Ahsoka.
Yeah, I think that was a given the show.
Yeah, and now they've announced Hu Yang and Hera,
Yes,
General Syndulla, as they say.
as you say.
No, they call her that.
Okay.
No, they say it. I watched Rogue One the other day, and I think that's how they pronounced it. Um, I was watching Rogue One with my boys, and that there's like this an intercom message as they're
Hmm.
walking through the rebel base that it says like General Syndulla, please report to such and such, and that's like supposed to add to the immersion of like, oh hey, like there's a, you know,
I remember the
she's
reference,
there.
but I don't remember. I thought they said Syndulla. Now
I
I
think
gotta go
that's how they
rewatch
pronounce
it.
it.
I
Yeah,
gotta
just
go
what.
rewatch it now.
Yeah, you could rewatch Lord of the Rings as well. Anyways, so yeah, you need to watch those. They're important. Um, but we got these new marquees, and we kind of have this path carved now. Especially they formalized the release structure, right?
With the eras, episodes, chapters stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody else think of like a Taylor Swift reference? Was that just me? I read eras, and that was the first thing I thought about.
Oh, did you watch my video today? Probably not.
No, I didn't.
No, that was my joke. Was like look out, Taylor Swift. Galaxy of Heroes has its own eras
Oh my God.
tour. I know. There's a ton of comments of people groaning or enjoying it, just depending. But yeah, it was funny. I mean, it was funny that it got elicited such a reaction. But no, I thought of the exact same thing. Um, no, so we have. I mean, we'll talk about that in just a minute about the eras and the all the nonsense, or maybe it's not nonsense, but all the stuff surrounding it. How do you feel though? Are you excited for Ahsoka now? How close are you to unlocking her? GL Ahsoka.
Um, I'm still kind of ways away. Like, obviously, I'm working on the characters that were marquees. I don't have Fulcrum at Relic 9 yet. I think I still have her at Relic 8. There's somebody else I was working on.
Oh, you probably have plenty of droid brains. You were in a high end TW guild
Yeah,
for a
but I
while.
also had the Relic 9, like, characters. Like, I have a Relic 9 chopper.
Wait, no, really? Oh,
Yes.
is it for platoons or?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
I
for
was like,
platoons.
was that like part of a counter that I've just never
Oh,
heard
yeah,
of?
totally. It was a super secret counter, like, where Chopper was the star.
You know what? I've heard of some pretty stupid counters that everyone relic 9'd and then just the guild dropped because they realized it was real dumb. But the damage was done, so
No, mine was for platoons.
okay,
But I
that's
actually
better.
don't I don't hate it. I don't know. I do like just relicking nine some characters sometimes just cuz like just sounds like fun.
No, I agree. Actually, sometimes my main account has a relic 9 Darth Treya, and it's like, well, she's useful anyways, right? I mean, there's worse characters to relic 9,
Like
but
Chopper.
yes,
Chopper is pretty useless.
but yeah, it's like, well, you actually sometimes you notice it, like, wow, actually, if I hadn't been Relic 9 there, I would have been in trouble. Like it's a thing. It's nice to have 9 on things. Uh, so, but are droid brains a bit an issue for you?
I think they're going to become an issue pretty soon. Not like right at this second, but very very soon it's going to be an issue for me. They an
Yeah,
issue for
like,
you?
oh yeah, oh big issue. Like I'm gonna, especially because I don't spend much money on this game anymore, and it's I got Fulcrum to 9, and I already got Snips and Cat to 9, And so hopefully we don't need another 9 because I don't have one to give. I couldn't apply one. Like I would have to buy them from the weekly store.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of people are going to be in that situation, especially with how expensive Ahsoka is. And then you still have your other priorities, like you have R9s that a lot of people need for TB. Like you need them in other spots of the game. So we just need more ways to obtain those materials.
Yeah, well, and it's an interesting thing. So one of the things that they released recently, for the assault battle, there's a new assault battle using the Imperial remnants, and if you get to Relic 9 on 3 of them, the zombie remnants, then you can get droid brains as part of your reward. But you have to get them to Relic 9 to start with, so that costs 60 droid brains just to start earning them back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're only earning them 5 at a time, like per month. And sometimes, most times, you don't even get them. Other times, I mean, hard to complain about getting Omicrons, but you're not. So, like the Relic 9, do you know about this?
Is it like one of those chance tiers where it's like you have a chance of getting this, or this?
Yes. So, Relic
Okay.
9. So, the
So there's
Relic
no
9 tier.
guarantee every single time it's going to be the same thing.
Right, like with the, it's not really even a complaint. It's kind of nice, anyways, because you want the keypads. But for me, with the Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon, I got them to Relic 9, and then I think I did what, like 6 straight total attempts that I just got keypads the whole time. I was like, is our droid brains rarer? And other people were complaining that they never got anything but droid brains. Like it was just luck of the draw for me. But
Yeah.
like you're not guaranteed to get them. And for this one, for the Imperial Remnant, you need 3 characters at Relic 9. 3 characters that are not that good. Maybe they'll be good in the next raid coming up, but there's no guarantee. And so there's 3 of them, and it also there's 3 things that you could drop at the Relic 9, which are, it's hard to complain. You could get 5 Omicrons materials, or you could get gear to keypads, or you could get droid brains. Hard to complain, but you can't recoup your droid brain losses
Yeah, but that's
easily.
not practical for people that are early and mid game. Like that is an end game
Or for
thing.
me, I can't do it. I'm not. I'm as end game. Well, I'm a little removed from it now because I haven't been spending as much, but I can't do it.
You're
There's
much
not a
further than
practical.
like a lot of the so like if you
Sure.
take your whole viewer pool into account, you are definitely towards the high end of people who are viewing your channel. Most of
Yeah,
the people
absolutely.
are probably mid game realistically.
Hmm.
And these updates to the assault battles are going to impact them greatly.
Oh yeah.
And it comes down to, is it worth, like, yes, the investment will pay off long term, but is that where you want to be putting that investment initially? That's the big thing.
Well, and if you don't have the initial investment to begin with, it just becomes it's a tough situation because I don't have the investment for that. Like yeah, I just don't have enough droid brains to get there initially and also put Relic 9 on all 3 Ahsokas.
Even the what's it, the Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon, I don't
Hmm.
have any desire to Relic 9 them. I don't want to do it. There's so many other characters I need to get to Relic 9 before them.
No, I hear you. And like that, but they're a significantly better investment,
It is because it's 2
you know.
characters versus 3, and they're actually very, very good in the Amidala squad.
Oh, you know what I got torn down about recently, and I was very interested in this. I just this is why I appreciate my viewers, speaking up and talking to me about these things in comments because sometimes you just lose sight of things. Uh, I've just been downplaying the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron because it's a conquest one, and I've just never had issues with conquest. Wherever I am, I just haven't had issues. But people have been like Dude, it is so helpful for new, like for players that are 4 million and, like right around that area.
Hmm.
Putting that Omicron on Padawan Obi-Wan has helped them get way further in Conquest.
It's
With
good.
that, no, it's great, but I just have always had such an elitist view of the PVE Omicrons in general.
Yeah, but that's what comes with us playing where we're at. Like, we
Yeah,
have the
exactly.
roster where we can get through conquests without them, but for people who are more mid to early game, that's like looks really good to them as an investment because then they are getting the higher crates and then they are getting the newer characters. Like, yes, that payoff is good if you need the little extra boost.
100%. So yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like, and that's why I value people speaking up in the comments of like, like being respectful about it. Of course, I'm not going to listen to someone who's being an abrasive a-hole about things, but I actually do listen to that too. But the thing is, that, like the Padawan Obi-Wan team with Master Qui-Gon, even if you never get Queen Amidala for another year or two, whatever, there's places they can go, and there's
Oh,
uses
absolutely.
all over the place. Like the zombie troopers, like
What are you gonna do with them?
maybe they'll be good in the next raid. Like yeah, you have to think that the Ahsoka team's going to be the next raid.
Well, yeah.
Right? Like the Ahsoka release characters. So like we'll have like a Balin Skull team, an Ahsoka team, a Zombie Troopers team, and all that. So you have to, but maybe not. There might be something else. You're not guaranteed anything, and so yeah, that's whales get richer. Like people who have enough droid brains and can afford Relic Nines. But okay, tell me this then, off
Okay.
the top of your head.
Oh boy.
We won't judge you on this. I'm just curious. What characters would you advise to someone? Be like, okay, look, there are some frivolous things that you could do with Relic 9, but the core ones that I would advise giving 9 to are like, what are a couple in your opinion for newish players to be like, look, not right away, but like kind of soonish, as soon as you can. Like if as soon as you get this character, start planning Relic 9 for them.
I mean, I would say like start with the GLs. I pulled up my account. The only GL I don't have Relic 9 is Kenobi. So
Yeah, everyone, man. Me too.
I think the GLs are like if you don't know where to start, the GLs are a great place to start.
Sure.
If you're a mid-game player going towards or even early, if you're going towards Leviathan, obviously you need Darth Revan for it, so
Right, Revan and Malik.
yeah. So I'm like just scrolling through. I'm like, what do I have?
Well, and
I don't even know.
the fish team, of course. Getting your ad rad up to 9, like their
Fish.
requirements.
Who's Fish?
He's a fish. Admiral Radis is a fish.
Oh, I didn't know who you were referring to. I'm like, is that an acronym for something? I didn't know you
We
were.
on my streams we call him the shockingly high grade fish because
Oh
it's
my God.
from the sushi song.
I mean,
But
early game also, General Kenobi would be a good one because he's the negotiator. So,
sure, I never
and
did on
he's
my
a
main
tank.
account.
Well, he's a tank too. You want the main purpose of R9s was to make your characters more tanky. So ideally they go on tanks. But I mean,
Well, sure, and tanks get a bigger boost than others for sure.
yeah. But if you don't know where to start, I would say look at what GLs you have. But if you
Well,
only have
it's hard.
JMK, I don't know if I would do JMK.
It's hard to fight a galactic legend just because they're overpowered by definition, right? Like they're supposed to be really good. So adding more stats to your already overpowered character is a
Just
tough
use it to
thing
your
to deny.
advantage.
Yeah,
Use it to your advantage.
absolutely. But beyond that, so I'll typically recommend like Malgus would be a really good target for Relic 9
But
just
that's
because
not a character a lot of like say earlier mid-game
sure.
characters have.
Oh yeah, you're right. But that there's a few. So let's see, like Darth Bane again. That's also a pretty late
Late
unlock.
game because conquest. Basically, you take out like any conquest character, except for the
Yeah, I
very, very
mean,
early ones.
well, and once you do that, like Relic 8 is really probably enough for most.
Oh
Like
yeah,
even the really elite stuff. It's like, yeah,
that's what I
you
was
know,
looking through.
like
I'm like, I got a lot of relic eights, relic nines. They're like here and there.
that's fair. Okay, so now that we've advised the people on what how to Relic 9 their roster, let's
Going
let's
totally off topic. I don't even remember where we started now.
now let's rewind just a little bit and let's talk about all this eras stuff. Like the you know what you complained about I'm cutting into your reading time tonight, which whatever. We'll talk. We'll have a long boring talk about that later. But no, I'm kidding. But no, you were saying that I was cutting into your reading time tonight.
Mhm.
And I think CG cut into it more yesterday.
Yesterday.
What when they released that huge info dump of stuff.
Ah, basically the road ahead.
Yeah, I don't think they called it that, but yeah,
No,
yeah,
they didn't. They
yeah. I
did
mean,
not.
that's what it was, though. You're
Yeah,
right.
it's
You're right.
basically a road ahead. Basically, the way I look at it, just at a general point of view, is they're basically doing a tech refresh of the system.
A tech re. Okay, so tell me more. What's that like
Kind of like
from in your
just,
eyes?
well, they're changing the user interface. They're making updates to the game to make it so you're spending less time in game, which I like. They're implementing this eras episodes. I thought it was chapters, but graphics says marquee. Oh, well, whatever. They're implementing like a more set in stone system. Like, yeah, we have one now, but this
Yeah,
actually tells you like, here's your era, here's your episode, here's your marquee, and they're all related. It's
yeah.
just
It's
setting
nice.
up a plan for long term is how I look at it. And you're also bringing, we've been using like the same interface for how many years now? Long time. Everything needs like a refresh every once in a while. And that's kind of what they're doing. And it also helps put in updates that enhance the gameplay. That's how I look at it.
Sure. Like
I've
so,
also
what
been told a
was?
lot of this is very MSF like. I've never played MSF, but
Oh, Marvel Strike Force.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never played it. Yeah, I think CG didn't do themselves that a big favor by like the first few graphics that they showed. Like they showed a ton of graphics of like here's the new like player monthly pass that you can spend money on, and it kind of like just at first glance kind of seemed a little like the emphasis was you better buy this $20 or monthly pass or else. And I don't really think that that was the intent. I
No.
think that a lot, but that's what a lot of people focused on because that was like the first thing out the gates that they showed. They're like, oh, and there's a new pass you can spend on. I'm sure they're excited about it, but you know,
The thing with
people
this whole
were
post,
frustrated by it.
you need to go through it all in order to see the big picture. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, I agree, Kate. I feel like you're
Why are you
preaching at me, but I
laughing?
agree. No.
I feel like you're
Yeah,
making fun of me.
I am actually the opposite right now. Other times the opposite of that, but um, no, I agree. I was laughing because it just makes so much sense. Like read the whole thing, and then like there's so many. Okay, here's where I struggle sometimes. Sometimes I will I'll misconstrue like some people have really valid concerns and I'll lump them together with the people who are just chicken littling, you know, who are like, "Oh my gosh, the sky is falling. This is awful. CG has always been awful, so therefore this thing I'm going to read in as negative a light as possible." And, you know, sometimes I can struggle with that, but I don't know. There's been a lot of things that it's like, well, we just don't know yet. I'm not sure. Like one thing that I thought could possibly be negative is how much time are we going to really be spending on these feats? Like, I hope it's not a whole lot of time. Like they're gonna cut down our daily, uh, you know, things that we have to do, but then they're gonna replace it with other things that were, how much time am I gonna be spending in game now?
I think a lot of it is speculation from this post, so we're
Mm-hmm.
really not going to know until it gets released.
Well, exactly, and so I'm not gonna just be like, oh my gosh, guys, look at how much extra time we have to spend in the game.
Honestly, I think it's going to cut down the time, if anything, is what it sounds like. I'm probably wrong, but sounds like it's going to cut down time.
That sounds like that's at least what their intent is, or that's what they think will. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but anyways, this was the reason I was laughing was I agree. You're like, well, you have to read the whole thing too, and that's also good. So, and all the simming. I mean,
Oh, all for that. All for
yeah,
that.
100
Especially,
100%.
what was it? This they said Smuggler's Run 2 is being you can sim it. Thank God.
I had just I've just figured out a way to auto it pretty consistently, and so it doesn't matter as much to me, but you're right. Like it's a huge time sink one way or another.
Well,
It's nice.
anything where I gotta go in and do the battle is a time sink that, quite frankly, I don't have the time for. Just let me click the sim button and move on with my life. And like the other one, the Galactic Legend Ultimate Journey tier, that's huge. That's
Oh, it's really
huge.
nice. Really nice. Yeah. No, it's a nice quality of life thing. I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Me too.
So, what do you think about Bad Batch being next?
I mean, we're gonna get Crosshair finally. I don't know. I have the same feeling I always have when they're like, we're gonna release like these characters we already have in the game. Like,
I
I
wonder how
also
many.
there's a lot. I mean, I like Bad Batch. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't read it and I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Another Bad Batch. But eh.
Well, and I mean, I think this is. I kind of. We'll probably get a couple Bad Batch characters, but they said that we're gonna get five new Bad Batch. I mean,
You're gonna get the squad in Crosshair, minus the one who is not in Bad Batch anymore.
that you can spoil. It's been years. Um, I won't say it though. I'll let you say it. So,
I'm not saying.
um, I think they're gonna add Asajj. I think they'll add Harry Asajj to it because they said mercenaries. Like they're gonna have some characters that are mercenaries. So,
Well, do you think they would make a whole mercenary team, or just like add her?
well, my thought. I don't really know for sure. I think that they want to do another mercenary team, similar to how, how they make a Seer team with like when they released Seer,
Hmm.
and you still fill in a couple of the gaps on the Seer team with pre-existing characters. So my guess would be something like they have like three characters that are like new mercenaries, and then we'll get to fill in the gaps with two more
That makes sense.
from the pre. I mean, it's not something like that. So it could be like Asajj. Maybe we get like another Fennec, which we don't need another Fennec, but she's in there. She's in season 3.
Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that far.
Okay. You like season 3, just not enough to finish it.
Started it. I don't think I finished it though.
Did you
It's
get
okay.
to Did you get to the part with Asajj, or did I just spoil it for you?
I think you spoiled it.
Oh boy. So no, she. I don't feel that bad though. It's been a while, and she was actually in the previews. I think. I'm pretty
Whatever.
sure.
I would
And
have
in the
figured it out
trailers.
eventually.
Well, so Asajj is, and I think we get some mercenaries there. I don't know. people are saying the same thing of like, well, they're just gonna release just the 5 core character. I kind of don't. I don't know. Like maybe we get like an adolescent or like a whatever a teenage Omega. But then I think they could just add a bunch of randoms.
No, no, I don't think so.
What, like you think we're gonna get a new hunter and a new
Yes,
wrecker?
yes,
I I
and
don't
Crosshair. Yes.
know. I think we get Crosshair, Omega, and Asajj, and then I think we get like that Fee lady. Is that her name? The one who liked tech.
I don't know.
She's like a pirate,
What? It's been a while since I've seen Bad Batch,
dude.
so I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's been a
I
while.
I don't think we're gonna get. I don't think we need another wrecker.
They literally said Bad Batch in here.
They literally said that show season 3 of Bad Batch.
Hold on, I need to find this in here. Bad. It says create a new Bad Batch squad. So it's a squad. A squad.
Yeah, a squad derived from Bad Batch characters from Bad Batch season 3.
Oh, it says and includes a couple of characters that make use of the mercenary. Okay, so that could be like a Bad Batch squad, and then, like you said, the additional ones. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess that Crosshair would be released as part of a somehow he would revamp and rejuvenate the old sad, not in the meta at all in any way, shape, or form. Currently, Bad Batch team.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could replace someone. I don't know who, but
Probably Omega.
probably. Or maybe we get Omega as well, and we have to make some tough decisions somehow. But
We'll see.
we'll see. So, yeah, I mean, I think I like the idea of them at least like pre-scheduling because they have done that in the past of like, okay, like in the next time, like we're doing all Galactic Republic Jedi or something.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they formalized it though.
Yeah. I think this will be good for like planning purposes too. 'Cause you know what's coming down the pipeline.
So, does any of this tempt you to spend money?
No.
Like you don't wanna buy the pass for it, $20 a month
So
pass.
like okay, so you'd spend $20 a month, and this is like the base pass, but then you're probably gonna buy the Conquest pass on top of it. $30 a month. That's a lot of money over a year. So no.
Oh, it really is. It really is.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you?
I did actually. I don't think I'm gonna be spending it, frankly.
You're not even gonna do it just like first time, just to see what it's about.
I would be surprised if I didn't buy it at least one time just to see, just to be able. Well, because as a content creator, I need to be able to answer questions about it and stuff like that. That's a fairly important aspect, you know. Like the only times I've spent a little bit of money, almost nothing. But one time I needed to test something and I didn't have the crystals for it, so I bought a couple crystals just for testing purposes because I was making a video about it. Like I don't see that as doing something for my account if I'm just burning them in arena. You know, you can spend a little bit here and there, but
So you're gonna get it.
like once maybe, maybe more than once. I don't know. I need to see what the value is. They didn't speak to it yet. Like $20 a month. If you want me,
They
if you want
have
my
what's
$20
included
a
in
month
it.
is
We
a
just
lot.
don't. They have what's included. We just don't know what's in the tracks. I think a lot of it's gonna depend on what's in the tracks.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, we don't know what's in the tracks, so.
I'm also just curious how they work the track system anyway. So it's like they're putting so they got the free to play track and then a paid track, but they're putting shards in the paid track. Are they eventually gonna put like how like in Conquest like you can get the older stuff like easier? as the event like goes on, you get new characters. I wonder if they're going to do that, kind of like put characters eventually in the free to play track after they've
Oh, in
been
the
through
free
the
to
pay
play.
track and all that for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I really, and this is why I think it's premature to
Oh, it
like,
is. It's,
wait a few days, and then you can get all angry, and I'll be like, yeah, all right, well,
I ain't gonna get angry. I'm gonna buy it.
that's fine. You don't have to, Kate. No one's making you.
Okay. You're gonna be the one buying it for science.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. So what? Have you ever had someone in your guild gift you something?
No,
What would you do if they'd gifted it to you?
I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Something? Just say thanks. That's about it.
You'd accept it though? You wouldn't be like, no,
Can you
don't spend
reject
money for
it?
me.
Can
I
you
don't know.
reject it?
I actually don't know. I don't think you can. I think
That's why I said I'm like I guess I'm just accepting it. I don't know what else you
you
can
just
do
have a
about it.
sit in your inbox for in perpetuity.
No, because then that like indicator that you have something in your inbox is going to be constantly on and it bothers me to no end.
I have two of them that I've kept because they're for energy.
Couldn't do
So
it. I couldn't do it.
I thought it would drive me crazy, but it somehow hasn't.
No, it's like when you get over your mod limit and then they get sent to your inbox. I
That
like
drives me
then
crazy, yeah.
it drives me nuts. So then I have to go in and like sell mods or put mods on people or whatever to make room for them.
Hilariously, I haven't run into that for a while because they've been releasing characters at such a fast rate that I'm slowly like losing ground on how many mods I have.
Yeah, yeah. I've been into that issue too. And it's not even just the amount of mods, it's how many good mods.
Yeah.
Not getting enough good mods.
You're like, man, I have like 400 mods, but none of them are good enough for, for what I need
Pretty
right
much.
now. Terrible.
Story of my life.
Terrible. Okay, so you would view this update generally as a very positive one, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, obviously, we don't know everything. A lot of it's going to come down to like, what are these tracks going to entail? Like, I don't know. I hate giving opinions on stuff until I actually see it, but like from a glance at this, it looks positive to me. If it cuts down my time in game, I'm all for it. Simming, all for that. Yeah, to me it looks pretty positive. And then the update that I really liked in here was you can use any of the types of energy that go towards
Mm.
your tickets. So I'm very, very happy about that because I can't tell you how many times like I've had to spend crystals to be able to do my tickets. And it's like you were stuck with either Cantina or Energy. And I'm like, it came down to a day where I'm like, well, I gotta pick if I'm doing this refresh or if I'm doing my mods refresh.
Do you not refresh your cantina 3 times a day?
I try to if I have the crystals. If I have the crystals, I do. But I mean, there are occasions where I am very, very low on crystals, and
Where
that's
you
not
don't
possible. And I am in a pickle of
you
what do
don't
I
sign
do?
up for GAC? Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
happened a couple of times. That's mainly why, because I didn't sign
Yeah.
up for GAC for a while.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, that's typically what I advise people is like if you can. I mean, I typically advise people to do 3 refreshes of regular energy too, because that's the most efficient way to get gear and stuff as well. But
Yeah, and then for a while I wasn't climbing in arena, so I missed out on those crystals. So
right, well, if you're not signing up for GAC and or
yeah,
at least not super consistently, and you're also not climbing in fleet, like your crystal income's pretty low. Like those refreshes are gonna be pretty dear.
yeah, that kind of happens when you have a baby. Kind of
Hey,
priorities are other places.
should I feign shock? Oh my gosh. No, I get it. Jeez, Kate. Um. So what else?
What do you mean, what else?
I don't know. What else do you
I
think
gave my
about this
opinion
update?
on this. I just gave you my opinion on it. What's yours?
I don't know. Thank you for asking, though, Kate. I appreciate that. Um, no, I think it looks good. Possibly. That I want to make sure that I'm not just trampling over other people's like legitimate concerns about it. I think there's possibilities of it being a really frustrating situation. Just in terms of how much time we may have to spend in the game, or one of the things that people have been really frustrated about, which isn't about this update, but they're replacing one of the assault battles, like one of the older ones, with one of the new ones. And they're not going to be able to replace the Zeta
Yeah.
in like output because you get Zetas every time for it, and you know there are things like that. And I don't know, like, are we all ready for this grueling of a pace of marquees? There's a lot of like gray area that I'm like, it's not ready. I'm not ready to just go negative yet, but like there could be some. It's tough to keep up, and it looks like their current planned schedule might be a little more rigorous than. Um,
The marquees make me nervous. I feel like I'm barely keeping my head above water with the current cadence they have with them. So it's got me a little nervous. And then I know the other thing people are nervous about are the galactic challenges with the boxes.
oh yeah, I mean, it looks. I would say that's my favorite part. Is for the most part, it looks like Galactic Challenges got kind of cut out. Not they're not deleted yet, but it seems like they're diminished in engagement and importance.
Yeah, I gotta see how this one plays out. I'm
To,
kind of confused on how they have it worded in here. Like, I get it, but I just need to see what it actually is.
so, in your opinion, what's what's the worst game mode in the game?
The worst game mode?
Yeah, just your opinion.
Probably. I mean, I don't like doing TV, but that's just me. Conquest gets on my nerves every once in a while, depending how hard it is to get the character. When it was
Uh,
like a mall conquest, I would say conquest.
yeah, I mean, TB and Conquest combined is that Hell Week is real. I hear you. I mean, both of those are rough. I can think of reasons I like both of those. The one that I hate the most by far, with a fiery passion, are galactic challenges.
Get to do
I
them half the
think.
time. I forget to do
Well,
them. But
oh
they're for the most part not terrible. As long as I get the two Omicrons, I don't really care what box I get.
yeah, it's the can my alt who only has two galactic legends get that get the Kr8 7 or whatever it is to get two Omicrons. Sometimes it's really easy, and sometimes it's just like I don't have Jawas, dude. I'm not gonna spend resources to get my Jawas better. Like I'm just gonna take the L on this. I'm only gonna get one Omicron this time.
Oh, I've done that quite a bit, especially when it's like galactic challenges revolving around like the newer characters that I don't have geared up. I'm just like, yep, I'm just gonna take what I can get and call it a day.
Yep. Well, and I hate the idea though of like sometimes you're like, man, I really need Omicron mats. Like I can't afford to not do this, so I'm gonna spend a friggin' hour do it like just refreshing and trying to get the right RNG to get this one win so that I can get one Omicron mat.
Oh yeah, no. No. If I can't get it in like 2 minutes, I'm done. No, I don't have the patience.
Lazy.
I don't have the time.
I hear you. No, I don't either. It's my alt. But it also feels bad. That's like on my main account, if it's something that's significant RNG, I'll just get gold crate or whatever. And but then I'm like, man, I could use those resources, especially because I'm not spending money on the game anymore. Like I could use all the help I could get, and all of those resources, though, everything from Galactic Challenges is being moved to the new reward track.
I'm curious to see how this all plays out. I really am. Everybody's, I feel like a lot of the community is just gonna say it sounds awful, but I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Have to
but
see how it's actually implemented.
oh, when we talk in a couple weeks, I don't know when they're actually planning to
I feel like somebody said
implement this.
Tuesday, but I don't know if that's right.
Like next week, yeah, I'd be down.
I don't know where I got that from, but I feel like somebody said Tuesday. I might have just made that up. I don't know though.
I'm sure someone said Tuesday. All right. Well, why don't we leave that here then? Do you have any last words of wisdom? Anything that you want to any zingers you need to impart?
I mean, I'm just excited to see these updates actually. I'm curious. I know a lot of people probably aren't going to agree with me on that, but I don't know. Yeah, could be. If it saves me time in game, I am all for it.
Well, and that to me that's the biggest thing is well, how many people have quit that you've talked to over the last year or so that people are like, I'm spending too much time on this stupid game.
Well,
Like
that's a
it's
huge reason why I dropped down from Mall Vanguard to my current guild. It was just way too much time in game. And I mean, that had a lot to do with the level I was playing at.
oh sure. Well,
But
that's voluntary on some levels, but
oh, that's 100% like my doing. I chose to play at that level.
yeah,
But
well, yeah, and I don't see you as like making excuses there, but it is a huge time sink, and even if you're not, I mean, if you want to be in a guild that is worth a damn, you're like, all right, well, I got to do all my special missions at the minimum, and then a lot of guilds want you to do a few other missions, and it's a time sink, and
and then you also have your GACs on top of that if you remember to actually do them. You have your TW
yeah,
attacks and setting defense, and
Smuggler's Run 2.
that one takes me forever. And then you have Conquest. There's a lot of time spent in this game, no matter where you play. It just might be a little more if you play at the top.
Well, I mean, gosh, that I feel like that's the thing that galls me the most is so territory battles. The way they have this current territory battle, I love the idea. Like it captures my imagination. The idea of we can unlock new nodes
Hmm.
and what's going to be behind that new what's the secret mission or special mission, like what's the you know and like that's fun, that's really cool, and then until you realize that it's actually just another like 10 minutes or more, probably significantly more for some of these planets of work every couple weeks if your
Oh yeah.
guild unlocks it, and you're like, well, now I don't want my guild to unlock it because and the fact that I am feeling like I don't want to unlock these things because that capture my imagination because it's more work. Like it feels bad. I want to be excited about these things, but instead I dread it kind of.
I push it off to the last second, and then it usually bites me in the butt.
Yeah, I don't like I'm not. I want to feel like I spend just enough time in the game,
I
not
also feel
too
like this
much.
game has been around a while. A lot of us were at different points in our life when we first started this game. And
It's true.
as we get older, our time is becoming more valuable in other places. So a lot of us can't spend as much time in game as we used to.
It's true. I know. It's funny. I've been playing this game. What, this game is about like 9 years old now? So
Mm,
I've been playing
I
for
don't.
8 years.
Is it that old? Really?
I think
Wait,
so.
no.
I think
Can't
so.
be. Is it?
Yeah, I think so, Kate.
I don't know.
I've been making content for at least 5 years, I think, 4 or 5 years. So
I know I started playing, I believe it was February of 2018. So it's been a while.
I mean that's like 7 years, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Almost
coming
seven.
up on 7. Coming up on
Yeah,
7. Well, yeah, I guess it has been that long.
it's
Oh
funny.
God.
Yeah, it's funny. But all right, it's if there's nothing else, we can call it good. You can go have some reading time, Kate. Lucky you.
It's 1 a.m. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed.
Oh, that's probably wise of you. All right,
Oh well.
anything else?
I'm good.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much to everyone for watching. Kate, thanks for joining me today. And we'll we'll
2 weeks.
be yeah. Hopefully, in 2 weeks, we'll be able to bestow more Kate witticisms and knowledge to everyone. So
If there's not a new episode in 2 weeks, just know it's Sarah's fault.
just that's the default. All right. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, just blame me, guys. Oh, one thing, and now everyone will have already hung up by now, but we would love questions for Create Expectations. If you want to go to the Discord server, which is linked in the video description, and we got to remember to say this at the start because people will stop listening by now. But
You're
um,
slacking.
you are as well, equally slacking. So please, guys, if you have questions that you want us to answer on Create Expectations, you can go to the Discord server, Gambit Discord server, linked in the video description. There is a channel there that I think it's called like Create Questions or something like that. It's toward the bottom of the list of channels, but would love to hear from you guys, and
Are we doing
uh,
roster roast?
we should yeah, we'll start up the roster roasts again. That seems good.
Yeah.
We've clearly been discussing all the and planning so much in the background. No, we do need to do some roster roasts, so that seems good. What?
Great planning.
It's crate planning. Yep.
Oh
So
my God.
see you guys.